Hi, I want to talk about these finish samples that you've just received. These are two fabulous choices for outdoor benches. And the reason I like them so much is maintenance is really quite simple with them both. And the result is that it encourages you to maintain them, and they're going to look great, going forward ad infinitum. And what makes these finishes so easy is the fact that you don't have to sand them, you don't have to strip them, and if you choose for whatever reason to neglect them, they're going to gently wear away. Now, the underlying wood that I use, Sapele, is an excellent outdoor wood that can thrive and survive on its own. What happens to unprotected wood outside is it will turn gray, and the frequent expansion-contraction cycles likely will manifest in some non-structural checks and cracks in the end grain. So, if you just left your benches be 4 or 5 years down the line, they might just be gray. Not the end of the world. I have a lot of clients who choose to let their benches go that way. That's the reason I choose a finish that can degrade gracefully, because one's intentions today might not be one's intentions 4 or 5 years down the line. So, the way these two finishes maintain might factor into which one you choose for this project. The TWP is a penetrating wood stain system that is designed to seal beneath the fibers of the wood and give it tremendous protection from the sun, which is the most damaging factor to consider, and water. And the way you'll know that it is in need of a refreshment is if the water soaks in and begins to discolor the wood. So you see that water changes the color and it spreads out. It doesn't beat up and kind of sit on the surface. That's a good indication that once it's dry, it's time to just quickly wipe it down with a sponge to get all the debris off. Let it dry for a day, and then in the evening come in and just brush on another coat. Other signs that the finish is in need of help would be if it begins to go gray. That can happen again in really harsh climates. Maybe if you've missed a scheduled maintenance, it might begin to show the effects of the UV radiation on the wood. This has pigment in it, so it's going to color that gray right back out, which is part of the reason I like it so much, is that it can handle whatever you throw at the bench, as long as you're willing to take out a foam brush and to wet it down. To finish this off, you do not leave it on the surface. Again, it's all about penetration, so you let it soak in for 20 minutes. You might do this in the evening, once a year in the spring. Soak it in for 20 minutes and then wipe it off. And the piece is now ready for another season. The surface finish, the Rapid Clear, I choose it because it does not require sanding between coats. So again, water and a sponge to clean off the debris. This time, we are going to brush on a continuous coat. You can always look at the sheen to make sure you got every little bit. Brush it on. We're going to look for drips. Try not to get any. And then we're just going to set it aside and let it dry. And this finished product dries in about 5 hours. The manufacturer recommends 2 coats like that per season. They can be applied 5 hours apart, so one could be done in the morning, one could be done at the end of the day, or they could be done at 2 consecutive days at the end of the day, so that the bench could be in use during the day in between coats. So again, no sanding with either of these finishes. They both touch up and maintain slightly differently. Neither one will fail catastrophically if you ignore them entirely. The one thing I would point out is that, as I mentioned, the TWP, the penetrating stain, touches itself up because of the pigment in the finish. If someone were to drive a golf cart into one of these, or a baby carriage, or a lawnmower into the surface finish, that becomes a little bit more tricky to fare in. And it is a concern with an outdoor bench, that ease of touching them up, because I found strange things always happen. So that's it. If you have any questions, please contact me. Be happy to go over it in greater detail.